In Module 2, you will learn how to talk in a mentoring conversation using intentional stances. You will also have an opportunity to view mentoring conversations that take place after a lesson between mentors and novice teachers in elementary, middle, and high school. Module 2. How should you talk in an effective mentoring conversation?
In Module 1, we learned about what to talk about in a mentoring conversation, namely, the extent to which students understood the learning target and what helped or hindered students' learning. In Module 2, we will discuss how to facilitate a mentoring conversation through the use of various stances, specifically the consulting stance and the coaching stance. You will learn how to use these stances intentionally to respond to the needs of the novice teacher. What distinguishes the two stances is who is sharing the information. In the consulting stance, mentor teachers draw on their wealth of experience to share their understanding of common problems that students encounter when learning the content. They also share instructional strategies that have been successful or not in the past, and some steps the novice teacher could take to improve student learning. In the coaching stance, the mentor is seeking information from the novice teacher about student learning or his or her instructional decisions. It is helpful to begin a mentoring conversation from a coaching stance to bring the novice teacher into the conversation from the get-go. However, some initial coaching questions are better than others. So the question, "How do you think the lesson went?" is evaluative in nature. It requires the novice teacher to make a judgment about the quality of the lesson. This can put the mentor and the novice teacher in opposition to each other from the start if you have differing opinions about the overall quality of the lesson. This opening prompt doesn't focus the conversation on student learning or help to reflect on the aspects of the lesson that helped or hindered students' understanding of the learning target. Looking back to the stoplight we shared in Module 1, we suggest opening the mentoring conversation with a coaching prompt that focuses the novice teacher on student learning. You might be asking yourself, when should I use a coaching or consulting stance? Coaching is the default stance because we don't want to assume that the novice teacher doesn't have ideas or opinions to share. Also, the coaching stance models the type of reflective questions that the novice teacher should be asking after teaching a lesson,
like those included in the stoplight model for reflection.
However, if the mentor teacher is constantly asking the novice teacher questions that he or she is unable to answer, that can be frustrating for everyone. It's important to use the stances flexibly in response to the needs of the novice teacher. When a novice teacher is not able to answer a question or struggles with coming up with ideas or suggestions, then a mentor teacher should adopt the consulting stance and provide some guidance or options from his or her experience or observations. Remember, whatever you choose to talk about in a mentoring conversation sends the message to the novice teacher about what's most important in the lesson. Overuse of the consulting stance can create a dependent relationship where the novice teacher relies on the mentor teacher to tell them what to do. Up to this point, we've been highlighting the role of the mentor teacher. But the novice teacher has a role to play in order for the mentoring conversation to be successful. Remember, it takes two to tango.
Prior to starting a mentoring conversation, it is helpful to clarify each of your roles.
The role of the novice teacher in a mentoring conversation is to have a clear understanding of the learning target and what students should learn from the lesson, to share evidence of student thinking and learning, to place the discussion within the context of their students' strengths, challenges, and classroom learning environment, to share ideas and concerns, and to actively listen and ask questions. Now you have a better idea about how to have a mentoring conversation. Using the stoplight model for reflection can help guide your conversation. And the coaching and consulting stances can help to ensure that both you and the novice teacher are active thinking partners during the conversation. In the next module, we will apply these ideas and share some examples of conversations between mentors and novice teachers from elementary, middle, and high school settings.